Pez head like the rest of us. I'm also involved in scouting. Been involved in scouting most of my life. So here we are today with some scout patches that were made for jamborees or NOAC that have Pez in their design. Made by scouting, or once was Boy Scouting, so I'll refer to it as scouting. In scouting, we have a thing just like here. We're at a gathering. They have traderies. And what they do is they meet in a place just like this. Some are small, just a one-day event, and some are big. Pittsburgh Tradery had their 42nd Tradery this February. 3-day event. It's close to the airport. Vendors come in from all over, and participants come in from all over Maryland, West Virginia, Ohio. And what they do is buy, sell, and trade anything scouting, just like we're doing here with Pez. But the biggest thing is trading. Whenever a youngster attends a tradery, he'll automatically get a free bag of patches. So he can go around all the vendors, and every vendor will have patches for trade. And he'll go up and he'll be trading. And it's real cute to see a little kid, 11, 10 years old, going up asking for a trade off of a dealer that donated the patches to be traded. So it's kind of cute. And that's what these sets of patches were made for. They were made specifically for showing off a council or a lodge to take to a jamboree or to a NOAC and trade. Now I'm going to throw these around out here and pass them around. These are different patches from the Pittsburgh Tradery that they have made.
What's a NOAC, Tom?
You'll find out very soon.
Oh, okay. All right.
A NOAC and a conclave.
All right.
The first to let you know is when they do go to a NOAC or when they do go to a conclave, the sky's the limit. They take anything in their design and in their color. Some designs are square, round, or rectangle. Some are like jigsaw puzzles where pieces fit into each other. So we got some here that we're going to pass around of what some of the designs have been in the past and that were for the 2026 Jamboree coming up. So you could see the characters they use and the different styles and the different things they use. Now, the first time we see Pez in a patch was made for a NOAC, the 2025 NOAC. And that's these patches right here. And there were 3 variations of that patch made. Now you're probably saying, like Katie said, what's a NOAC? Well, in scouting, we have an organization called the Order of the Arrow. Not all scouts are required to join, but most scouts do. And most leaders do. And the Order of the Arrow bases a lot of their traditions on Native American traditions. So they call themselves Arrowmen. Now when you join the Order of the Arrow, you're still in scouting, but you belong to a lodge that's affiliated with a local council. And the Awanica Lodge 313 is affiliated with the Connecticut Yankee Council. And if you didn't know, that is just down the street from Pez at Orange, Connecticut. So, when they decided in 2006 that the lodge was going to go to the NOAC, what can we do for a patch? So they went ahead and turned our space man patch, their picture, into their patch. The only difference is, instead of having an astronaut, each lodge has their own totem. So Yankee, Connecticut's totem for their lodge is a Native American wearing a wolf headdress. And so you'll find that in the nose cone of the capsule. Now, NOAC is where all the Order of the Arrow lodges are invited to come and have a conference. NOAC stands for National Order of the Arrow Conference. And we can also, they also call them NOACs or conclaves. Conclaves, Native American means gathering together for a big powwow. And what they do is, it's normally a week-long event, and scouts do all kinds of stuff. They have a big opening and closing ceremony. A lot of the lodges do Indian dancing, and they have live entertainment. They do 5K walk run. They have golf outing, the bowling tournament. They do all kinds of fun stuff. And it's normally held at a university where the kids can stay in the dorm during the summer. NOACs are about every 4 years, all depending on what's happening. So the Connecticut, as we see, dreamed up that patch with our space man on it, using their totem for the head. They made 3 variations. The first variation has the nose cone on the pocket flap and what we call the trailer flap underneath has the rest of the rocket. There were 400 of them sets made. Then the second set, they decided to take the whole rocket and attach it to the top pocket flap and let it hang over the trailer. There were 400 of them made. And as you could see, underneath where that was, in the sky, they put their native totem, their lodge totem. Now, the third set was made just like the second set, but only it was trimmed in red. And there were 100 of these made. And these were made specifically for the arrowmen that were going to the NOAC. For them to put on their uniform, and it's usually on this left pocket here that they wear. And they would have been given 3 sets so that at least they would have 3 uniforms to take because it's a week-long event. And hopefully the scouts will change their uniform. A lot of events I went to, a week later, the scouts wearing the same shirt. So, throughout the whole NOAC, morning, noon, and evening, scouts and scouters will throw out a blanket, either on the ground or on the table, spread out patches, and trade. That's the big thing. So that's what these set of patches was made for, just for trading. Scout gets about 6 sets of patches for trading, and if they want to purchase more, they can. And what they do is, there could be, during the NOAC, there's thousands of scouts there. There could be at least 20 different areas where they're trading patches. So that's where the first use of Pez came into play. We don't know who designed that patch yet, but we're still working on it. The person that designed it is no longer with the lodge, so we're trying to find out who designed it. But we do know that Nick Wolf had designed it. We're going to pass these around because this shows, take one and pass them around. Nick Wolf designed the next two sets of patches used, and they were designed for a jamboree. Unlike a NOAC, where only the Order of the Arrow can attend, a jamboree all scouts and all scouters can attend. It's a week-long event celebrating scouting, and they normally have them every 4 years. High adventure, they can go zip lining down at our camp down in West Virginia where they hold the jamborees now. They got a zip line that's almost 4.5 football fields length. They got climbing wall, they got all kinds of rappelling, they got whitewater rafting, all kinds of shooting, a midway showing off everything, and a minstrel, the opening closing ceremony. Almost every single jamboree it's had the President of the United States come out and do a little talk. No one knows when he's going to come, whether it's the beginning or the end, but he always seems to show up. And so Nick Wolf designed this set of patches for the Connecticut Yankee Council to take to the 2017 Jamboree. Now he pretty much made this set of patches General Pez. And as you can see on all the trailers, and that's what we call these segments around the patch, we call them trailers, they all have home to Pez, Yankee Connecticut Council, and 2017 Boy Scout Jamboree. And if a scout wanted to, he could take these patches and put them on his shoulders. The patch below was made for the Order of the Arrow. So the scouts that were going from the Order of the Arrow had their pocket flap and then had their trailer underneath. Along with the patches, Nick also designed what looked like a candy pack with the troop numbers from the troops that were participating that year for the Jamboree. He also, just like this red patch here, and would like to thank Terrence Lynn, he loaned us this set of ghost patches, we call it, so that we can show here today. And Terrence, down in Florida, so he sent them up for us so we could show them. But they made this ghost set, which is all the trailers. And if you look at it closely, even though they're blackened out, you will see the design still on the back of the patch. It's still there, it's just blackened out. They made 150 of this set, and they sold it as a fundraiser to help offset the cost of going to the Jamboree. Scouts make fundraising patches all the time, and they'll make special patches for the event, for the staff that's working, or, like I said, for fundraisers, all kinds of different things. Maybe for an early registration, you'll get a patch, special patch. And then we have in 2000 here, 23, Nick's looking for a new design for the 24, so he decided to once again go with Pez, but this time he didn't generalize it, he made it more towards our emergency heroes. And what makes their patches valuable at the Jamboree, as you can see, the dispensers are overlapping the center patch. So that's kind of cool. And then he made this one for the Order of the Arrow, and you can see there's the Native American with the wolf headdress and the red arrow, which represents the Order of the Arrow. Now both of these jamborees have neck slides, have a neckerchief, and a ball cap that he created for both of these. This one has 3 troop numbers. I don't have them yet, but I do have pictures of them, so soon I'll add them to this one so people can see that. 3 troop numbers.
They should be in the book, I think, too, that's going around.
So,
Yeah.
is there any questions on any of these patches? Like I said, a scout gets about 6 of them, and he can trade. If a scouter want to buy more, they can buy more. They take them down, like I said, throw out a blanket, put their patches out there and trade. Now the unique thing is that we're going to share with you today. Nick went back to Pez and asked Pez, hey, can we use you in our design again? Well, Sean said, sure, show us what you got. So, this is the new 2026 Jamboree patch, and we will pass these around, that is being made right now. The last I talked to Nick Wolf, they were still in the process of being made. What's unique about this patch is they got Peter the Pez there in the center, but if you look in the center, you'll see some dispensers. And them dispensers are all the dispensers that were used on the previous 2 patches. And then, what's really unique was he did a play on things. The center is one thing, but the trailers around is a totally different thing. He used things that represent the Yankee Connecticut Council that's up in Connecticut. So, you might not be familiar. They used the pizza slice. That's because Connecticut is the pizza capital of the United States. More pizza shops there per capita. He also used the hamburger. The hamburger is because that's where it was invented, in Connecticut. P.T. Barnum down here, the ringmaster, he was born in Connecticut. We also got our Navy guy here. That's because of the first submarine base we had and training center was in Connecticut. So he used all things that were in Connecticut for his design of the patch. Now, not only did he design this patch, but they also made a limited edition of the Ghost patch with a Ghost center. So we'll pass these around, you can look at them. And they will be coming out very soon. Because the Jamboree's coming up and the council wants to have them, so they'll be ready for the Jamboree.
This is the first time they've ever been shown, right?
This is the first time anybody besides me, Katie, and Sean in the Pez community has seen this 2026 set. And some of the people up in the council hasn't even saw it yet. So, Nick says there will be some available if anybody's interested. We do have a set here, like this, for sale here at the gathering. Back there, Doc has it at the table, so we do have this set for sale here. Now, for those again that are Pez heads that have to have everything, they're probably wondering, are some of these still available? And I'd like to say yes in a small way. They are available, you just gotta know where to look. And like in the book we pass around, you can go to all kind of places, yard sales, flea markets, scout traderies. They have a list online, you can go online and look and they'll tell you where the next tradery is and where it is. And then the contact, so if you contact some of these people that are sponsoring traderies, they may be able to help you find. And also, besides Pez websites, if we're talking to Sean or Nick, you can also go to patch trading sites on the website for Boy Scouting, and they'll help you try and find these patches. You might be able to find some in pieces, or you might be able to find the whole set. Now, when in going into an antique store or a thrift store and you're looking for patches, you know, hey, you got any patches? That's one thing, but don't forget to ask, do you have any old Scout shirts? Because the patches still may be sewn on the Scout shirt. So, and I think this is an ending here, unless you have any questions. I think this is another branch on the popularity of Pez, where you now got youth groups using it in their Pez design, you know, in their patch design to trade off. Any questions anybody got? Comments or concerns?
Are they gonna sell the 2026 patch through the council or through Pez?
They're going to sell it through the council.
The council.
I'm not sure if Sean Peterson will be able to get a few. He did in the past, but I'm not guaranteeing that he will this time, but he did in the past.
I've gotten from the council
And
before.
Nick
So.
Wolf will be getting a few because there's already been a few people who've already contacted Nick Wolf and said, hey, your next patch, we'd like a copy of it.
Yeah.
These OA patches down there, the two blue ones, about 20, 25 bucks. Okay, the red one can go as high as 50 bucks. This set here, and 220 to 250, all depending on the condition of the patches and stuff. The Ghost set, we're talking $400 or $500 because there were less made. And this set at the end here for the 17, that we're looking at, I mean the 23, that we're looking at $70 to $80, all depending on the condition of the patches. And like I said, the Scouts get them for free and they trade them. It's we the collectors that ended up buying them later for, you know. No questions? Or
Yeah, I got one here. The traderies, I mean, you're trading for patches. If I don't have any connection, I don't have any patches, there's really no reason I can't wheel and deal in, right? Or what would I bring? Pez dispensers?
You can go in and buy.
Oh,
You
okay.
can buy it, it's not trading.
Oh, okay.
They sell as well as
Ah.
buy. And you can go into any tradery and say, hey, you know, I'd just like to walk around, check you out, see what you have. And bingo, you'll be surprised.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And they hold traderies everywhere.
All the patches in
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.